I've been trying to chase. Did you show them putting your hands on?
Yeah, I did, yeah. You try.
Yeah, you try. Ah, look at that. That one, okay. And then
Take another landscapes and I forget to change one with the city. Well, I done it last night and I'm trying to focus on the bloody possums. Oh no. And it wasn't working.
Like that.
Your names?
Hunter
Hunter and
William.
William, hi. Yep. Great to have you along.
Thanks.
So, Andrew, over to you.
Thank you, Tim. What an exciting day. Beginning of Science Week, and Oberon has its own Citizen Science Network.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sharon Ruby Dykes. I'm a Marawi Mulgunj from northwestern New South Wales. However, for the past 35 years, my husband and I lived out at Georgia. We have a property out there called Trickett Sarch. Firstly, before I delve into that, I'd just like to say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yama, Wanagijay, Bulumbila, means welcome to country, especially to the Gulagara and the Wiradjuri Nation and the Darug people that borders around this area in the vicinity of Oberon.
Exercise my privilege as president just to give a short talk, participation in local science and technology projects and other scientific endeavours which are of relevance to the local community as well. And that's both biodiversity assessment, but also looking at other things which are on the agenda of the community, such as renewable energy developments and their impact on the environment. So this was a very unexpected finding. And there you saw a greater glider having a glide. And here's a close-up. Yeah, so these are really quite surprising and remarkable findings inside the state forest, inside the pine plantation. So this area is native vegetation, but it's completely surrounded by pine forest. And there's now I'm going to hand over to Dr. Anna Graysonen, who, as I mentioned, is probably Australia's foremost expert on greater gliders.
Thank you, Tim. That was amazing to see those videos. You've done some great work, you and your team. My name is Anna. I've been studying greater gliders for almost 10 years now, and I'm really excited to teach you all about them and some of the latest research about them. And I've studied a lot of different arboreal mammal species, gliding species, possum species, and even spotted-tailed quolls as well throughout my career. And they all rely on these tree hollows. I wish I could spend all day telling you about every single one of these species, but I'm just going to focus on one, and that is the greater glider. It will launch itself from the canopy, and using its thin membrane, glide to escape to safety.
So my name is Jackson. I'm a PhD student and platypus researcher from the University of New South Wales in Sydney. And today I'm going to be talking about a project that we're running here in the Fish River catchment, which is all about improving our understanding of platypus resilience. To look at how platypus behaviour and platypus populations are responding to changing climatic and habitat conditions.
I'm Oberon, first year PhD candidate at UNSW, and I'm privileged to be here today to talk a little bit about my PhD project, as well as sort of looking at the general impact of wind farm infrastructure on Australian birds. Now, as we've heard quite a few times today, I think it's a bit of a central theme, climate change is bad. And as a result of this, we're going to be seeing quite a lot more landscapes looking like this across Australia. But the central question remains, what do landscapes like these mean for Australian biodiversity, and especially Australian birds?
Location. We can record in ultrasound as well as audio, so we can collect data on bat calls as well as birds and other animals. We can record for up to a week with ultrasound before we run out of memory space. So we've been addressing that, working through the state forest areas and in the microbats. You can see in the middle map, we're picking them up pretty uniformly across the LGA where we've been surveying, And again, the map on the right hand side is the total to date, and we're starting to colour in some gaps. Large-eared pied bat, Chalanovus dwyer, is endangered. If you see from the map of the observations, most are around Jenolan Caves and a few in the National Park. The two outliers that are in Vulcan State Forest and Butter Factory Lane are detections Oxon has made.
What I'm going to show you today is actually the result of several years of study, mainly using a camera. So the talk is on biodiversity at Jenolan Parks Conservation Reserve, and also going to talk a little bit about the platypus work we're doing down there. But the bulk of the first part of the talk is work that I've done simply by using mostly a camera. With the platypus work, we've also used environmental DNA and remote cameras, but it's surprising how much data I was able to get by going with the camera and living on site. I've lived on site since 2011, with Jenolan Caves since 2008. The dreamtime eel or eel-like creature that made the caves, made the waterways. And it's very, very rare that we get to see an eel in the cave. Now this video, if I can get that up, is a short fin eel, and that's in the tour section of the Imperial Cave. And quite exciting, that was caught by one of our staff scuttlery. And to get there, they had to come from the Coral Sea, where eels spawn, through the ocean, the freshwater rivers, and up into Jenolan. So pretty amazing. And our threatened species are known about, being managed and monitored. Monitoring is essential. That's why I'm so excited about groups like the Oberon Citizen Science Group. You know, I feel like I'm preaching to the converted because you know how important that is. And what we find, sometimes we find things that no one expects, and even just one record of an unusual species or an important species can be really, really important. And it looks like our platypuses are holding their own, even though there are a lot of challenges, and climate change is one of many, but that is one of the most serious challenges. Jenolan Caves, our planned reopening is in early 2027, and we cannot wait to welcome you back. So we have a new boardwalk. It's fabulous at the Blue Lake, and the platypuses appear to be quite happy with the lake. There has been absolutely no problem with having finished all of that. It looks fabulous. Tracks and trails, we're going to have upgrades, and particularly for the type of things that you're interested in, those trails and tracks are really quite beautiful parts of the reserve. And we do look forward to sharing further updates with you.